So, interesting fact. Missing double green. And we don't have a way of having a solid turn 2 play. So I think we go turn 2 veteran, turn 3 voice. I think it's worth keeping. The question is on whether... Can keep touch of the spirit realm, the bounce voice if they try to kill it. They're leveling it, so we can go assembler here versus veteran. Oh my goodness, the second time we don't have our double green. And look, oh, that's hilarious to me. That is hilarious to me. So let's go here and assembler, right? Let's see if they have the cut down or not. And then next turn, we can go veteran into voice. And then we have the touch the spirit realm. The thing is, it's difficult to play around cut down here because the pause could also be sleeper just being leveled, right? Now, it doesn't mean they don't have the cut down. They could just potentially want us to burn our mana to level the assembler. So we'll find out now. If they have a trespasser, then they would have burnt the cut down. So maybe they just have grasp. They did have the cut down. All right, fair. Interesting. So they drew it, right? They must have drawn it. Okay. All right, well, we at least get to make sure our Voice of the Blessed is outside of burn range, or cut down range, so we like that. Now, obviously, the bad part is they could still have all of their removal. We do have our Touch the Spirit Realm for Shieldred, but they may just go the route of leveling the Sleeper. Opponent hasn't missed a land drop. We can go Lion Sash, eat our Assembler. I kind of don't want to do that because we do have Recursion in our deck, but they could have a Trespasser. So we will see. Opponent's probably going to attack first. Yep, and we will take it because we do have some ways of gaining life. So let's see. If we blocked, maybe they would have taken their turn off the level, but that doesn't seem great for us. Excuse me. Where's the shouldered? Yep. Take it. Nice. Nice. But unfortunately, I think we just have to Spirit Realm. And if we get schwacked with... We already played our land. We had to. Right? Alright, let's just play it. Let's just play it. Get shouldered off the board. And if they have it, they have it. There's really not much we can do. Right? If they go land, invoke despair, sack the veteran, and yeah, they get the shouldered back. I feel like they would have snapped it off if they did. Right? They get a land back. So let's see. We can go augur, or we can sash +1. This is going to make it a 4/4 that could block here. They hit the land. So we know they drew the land. Bankbuster. Okay. We are on the back foot here. So let's go here. Gain a life, trigger. Ooh. So now the question is, do we sandbag the Otawara or not, right? That is very interesting. We can attack here. Double block the Gix. So many decisions. We can actually play things off the top of our deck. I don't think we can channel. Yeah, let's just play it. I think I'm going to attack. I think I'm going to race them. And I think I'm going to be willing to do some chump blocking here. Right? I think the only way we win this is a race. I really do. We have We're missing a land to do both unless our augur can draw us a land. There's another shouldered. Okay. Okay, okay. So the shouldered negates the card draw. In fact, it gains them life, which is unfortunate. It also means that they don't have... So we can deny them card draw if we want. We know what we're drawing. We can... Can we kill them? This will go up to 6. Equip. 7. That doesn't feel good enough. Do we just get Gix off the board? Right? Keep this so this can get bigger. We gain at least 1 life. So they only gain 1. I think so. I don't think it's doing anything for us right now. They're going to kill the augur, I would think, versus the lion sash. Yep. So they unfortunately go up to 11, which is a little annoying. We go down to 7. We gain at least 1 life. We play the touch. The touch gets rid of the bank buster or the shouldered, but they... Yeah, man. Alright, what do we get off the top? Come on, show me something good. Oh, ours died, derp. So we actually can't do both. That's... That is interesting, actually. I didn't think about that. I was thinking we could play. So... We could just swing. Chump, chump, fall to 5. Play this... And then block and blink. Is block and blinking better? They gain 2 in that exchange if we don't get rid of the shouldered. If we play this, they can... Yeah, let's do this. Land off the top. Okay. So that drew us a card. Make this a 7. We get another blocker versus a block. I think so. So we hit him for 7. And now we don't necessarily care about the Invoke Despair because they'll kill one of the shouldereds. So attack in the air. Oh man, this is going to be close. This is going to be real close. They go up to 6. So the trick is they have to not have to have a removal spell for voice, which I find it very difficult. I'm glad we stopped them from drawing cards. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 white sources for Lion Sash. So we can go +1, 2, 3, which will make this a 6. And we need 1 more counter to give it flying. 4 or more, yeah. No, it's not the counters. Right? Elizabeth has 4 more counters. That doesn't work. The counters go on Lying Sash. They draw a card. Okay. All right. I can respect it. So they gain 4 here. That was pretty darn good. Nice. Nice, opponent. I can dig it. I can dig it. So we can't take any hits here. They don't attack. Wow. They did not attack here. Interesting. So we can kill them, right? 1. They didn't have the removal spell. 2, 3. Oh my goodness. Did we do it? So make sure I don't take any damage here, right? So here and here. These all create white, so these don't matter. Reconfigure here. Oh man, what a game. That was a sick game. That was a sick game. Eat +1. I think they should have attacked. Them not attacking, I think, gave us the opportunity. Plus, that's 9. And then technically, I guess we could bounce something to get the last counter. But I think that's being a little too cute. Right? And they didn't have a trespasser. Wow, things lined up really nicely for us. Man, we turned the corner at just the right time there. Just the right time. Well played, opponent. Well played, man. Oh, that was good. That was a good one. I like that one. That was a good game. Like, nah, I don't think I like this hand. I don't think I do. Yeah, I'm going to mulligan. I don't like this one. All right, this one feels better to me. Keep this and keep the extraction specialist, tuck a veteran, right? And just keep our curve. I think that seems reasonable. Initiate. So, all right, cool. Oops. I might want to play our land first. So we're going to take a little bit of damage here. A little bit. But we have ways of recuperating. So let's see if this is mono white. This is mid-range white. This is... Oh. Well, this could actually still be a lot of things, to be completely honest with you. Let's go here. I think I want to go here so we can recuperate some of the life loss, right? Next turn, we're 100% playing Ascendancy. Let's see if this is a Rafine. Yeah, it looks like they're straight up Esper. So, interesting. Interesting. So, do we Assembler underneath the radar? I don't think so. I think we get Broker's Ascendancy underneath the radar. Because what do they have? They're not really running the... Oh, all right. Well, yeah. Now, yeah. Yep. 100% running Ascendance. No attacks this turn. So next turn, Assembler has to be. It has to be. We haven't lost anything for Specialist last. So Assembler comes down, right? And then that can start being a big boy. Of course, our opponent is hitting their land drops as well. They can attack to gain 3. Well, do we double block here? That's interesting. That is interesting. I think we block here. It negates this attack, and they don't have the counters to kill our Ascendancy, right? They could play What's-Her-Face and plus, it's not enough. Oh, maybe we should... No, double block wouldn't have mattered anyways because of first strike. Aha! Haha! Ha! We got him. We got him. They were hoping to flip a Flesh Gorger. That's right. Big brain on the Jedi. Look at the brain on the Jedi. This is going to be a 3/3 that could block there. Yep. I think it's safe to attack here. Feel like it's safe. So we are going to take 2, unfortunately, but we gain the 2 back. Oh. Do we not play Assembler? Actually, yeah, we do play it. We do play it because if they have the Make Disappear, we get it out of their hands and we have the Specialist to get it back. Yep. So this guy is going to get bigger, unfortunately. So they are going to kill our Ascendancy, which is a bit of a bummer. I guess we double block. Yeah, double block and force the... Oh, they didn't. They didn't. Is this... This is awkward. This is very awkward. We have the Vigilance, but the problem is they could block first. Do we just gain a life? I'm not opposed to just gaining a life here, right? We can attack with the Denic, but if it's an Emperor, then we lose both sides of the Denic, and that's not correct. So I think we just gain a life here. I think we just gain a life, wait, and Assembler at the end of their turn. I'm okay with them. If they want to use the -2 to kill the Minister, I think we're okay with that. No attacks. Send it back. Make our guys bigger. We just need something to break parity here. So let's see, did you have an Emperor or not? I mean, if not, they could just level the Sleeper, right? So, I mean, they're not punished, but I think we lose a little more value if we just sack our Assembler to it. And maybe I'm wrong, right? Because here's the thing, now they can put the counters on it and they could start eating things. So, them having specifically Hopeful Initiate. So, we actually did the correct block there. Let's see if we get enough value or not, right? It is a bit of a bummer. Another Sleeper. So maybe they just got us? All right, do you have it now? I don't think they have it. I don't think they have it now. I think I was too cautious. We're slamming. We're slamming because we can Extraction Specialist either one of these. If they slow road it to grab our Denic, then kudos to them. Kudos to them. So let's see if they have the read and they're gonna activate the Initiate to take out our Broker's Ascendancy. But here's the thing, right? Tamiyo's Safekeeping says permanent, so we can actually save our safekeeping. Obviously, in a perfect world, we'd like to do it to save a creature, but I think now... Can we target permanent you control? Okay, so they are going to get to flip their Flesh Gorger. Nothing we can really do about that. Okay. Okay. All right. Make sure this guy dies first. They can level it once, level it twice. We can kill both. Okay. Oh, I guess we have to plus, don't we? To kill both? No, we can do it in response to them. All right. You flinch first, my friend. You flinch first. Because they're Undying Malice. Okay. Oh, this is great. This is great. We don't let the Flesh Gorger die. We put all the damage on the Sleeper. Yes, I sequenced it correctly. Oh, this is awesome. Yep, let's go to combat. And then we're just going to hardcast Denic. Oh, this is fantastic. Oh, yes. All right, level once. Okay. So do we save our guy or do we just go Specialist, right? We can do either or. That's the interesting thing here. We actually have the ability to do both. Do we still protect... Wait. Oh. Well, heck, if they're going to do it that way, then yeah, we'll just put a counter on here. And then we put all the damage here. They get to keep this guy. These will trade, but we can get it back with Specialist. We don't get to keep up our Ascendancy shield, though, but I think that's worth it. Right? Or do we just pay the one and keep it? No. I think we let this trade happen. So, let's put all the damage on this guy. Our guy stays alive. They lose both the guys that were their card draw engine. And then we play Extraction Specialist that gets back Trigger. It gets back Denic. And no point in gaining life right now. Boom. Oh my goodness. Was that good for you? Because it was good for me. They did get to draw a card. Oh no! They top decked the Emperor.
Confident.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man! Wow, really? Really, Duck? Ugh. So close, yet so far away. So close, yet so far away, man. We just cycle this. Wow. Slightly irritated at that. Slightly. What a top deck. Go to combat. We're going to cycle this. So... send everything. So for sure she dies. Because we can't have them passing out +1/+1 counters. I think we're going to... obviously killing Dennick is pointless. So we're just going to cycle the headquarters. I mean, yeah, we are the kind of deck that wants the lands in case we draw our Shanna. But we also run a... I'm still kind of bitter about that, man. That thing was just perfect. Absolutely perfect. But I think digging towards more of our answers are better. And I mean, it's a lot of damage going at their face, so maybe we should have. So here's the trick though, right? They're going to have a free crackback if they want it. Super interesting. Super interesting. All right, you get it this time.
I'll be back.
All right, so let's just hardcast. So we get the flyer with the counter on it, and we just sandbag. We stick to the game plan here. I won't want to leave up safekeeping. I want to leave up safekeeping. I feel like we're doing good. I really do. I think our opponent is still on the back foot. We're actually not even that scared of that because we have so much life and we have safekeeping. Problem is we can't attack with Dennick, but that's okay. All right. Well, we will play that land for sure. We can pump in the air, but I think we just attack with everything. Let them block how they want. We're kind of okay with borderline all these blocks. Though I do think we're at the point now and these guys are getting big enough where I will save whatever we got. Wow. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. I think we're fine. All of our stuff trades. Steel Seraph. That's a good one. That is a good one. But here's the thing, right? We're at 33. We're at 33. So what is our opponent going to do here? All right, cycle. Because once again, oh yeah. Oh baby. Oh baby. Land that we can't cycle. Okay. I mean, we just attack with everything again, right? Well, we can't attack with the Phantom. Well, we could plus. That doesn't seem great. It's going to be a 5. Yep. Think we attack here. Here. Yeah, I think we're good racing this, especially with another Ascendancy coming down. I think this is fine. If they give us the double block, then we're probably going to save it. Thing is, they're incentivized to not. And I wonder if that would have led us to not attack with the specialist. But I like the lifelink, because the lifelink's going to mitigate this. I really do. I still feel very strong. I still feel very strong about our position. We unfortunately don't have either of the things that really capitalizes on us having the tokens. But that's a great sign there. Them feeling like they have to block here, that I think really puts us in the driver's seat here. So, yep. Go here and I guess keep the land in case they're running some form of discard, right? So here's the thing. Now they're in a position where they can't really attack us. They have the Ascendancy, or not Ascendancy. Invoke is a sticking power, baby. Sticking power. My fellow knights and puntawans, welcome back to the MTG Struggle Bus, where I, Jedi, struggle more to play Magic, so hopefully you don't have to. There's a lot going on in this list, so I don't really know what your flavor is. Maybe if you kind of like Lifegain, then you may have come to the right place, because yeah, that's exactly, semi-exactly, pseudo what's on the menu for today. We are continuing to try to attack a more aggressive ladder, running some more Lifegain stuff, but there's a lot going on in this list. There's a +1/+1 counter sub theme, there's a Lifegain sub theme, there's a playing off the top of our deck sub theme. There's a lot going on in this Bant hodgepodge of gloriousness. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just dive right into it card by card. We are running a contingency of tapped and untapped lands. I did my best to design the list so we mitigate lands coming to play tapped on turn 2. Once or twice it did fall victim, so I think you can adjust the list a scotch, maybe put in some more basics at the risk of like these the check lands at the top. Pain lands I think are necessary to really make it to where we can smooth our curve, but that's where we're at there. Our top end consists of a Falco, Sparrow, Pact Weaver, just because we are running a bunch of things that put +1/+1 counters on other things or themselves, so we can use those +1/+1s into card draw. And as you can tell, 4 is the highest our deck goes, so we have a fairly low mana curve. Of course, also this shield counter is quite relevant, giving it a persistent threat, as well as a flyer that, as it gets bigger, can allow us to race some of the more mid-rangey decks. Because essentially we have a lot of bottom or low curve or mana value creatures that are targets to include our Ascendancy, we are running 1 Sarah Paragon to be able to get those things back for value, and of course a flyer that gets bigger. Then 2 Steel Seraphs, because we want them to come down on turn 3, and just the flexibility of spreading out those keywords can really make it to where we can push extra damage and race our opponent where they were not expecting it, because we can give something flying, something vigilance to protect against Emperor, something lifelink to stem the bleeding, and of course if we flood out, we could very easily play this for 6, and yet again it gets bigger with Ascendancy. Shanna, Purifying Blade, one of my pet cards, 3 mana, 3/3 with lifelink, so that already a great thing to go up against aggro. But if we gain any life during the turn and Shanna is in play, at the end of our turn we can pay X to draw X cards, where X is the amount of life we gain that turn. So she fuels herself as well as other cards in the deck fueling her. It's great. It's a great card draw engine. It's a great threat, and the bigger she is, the better it is. But she can draw you a ton of cards, or sometimes she is just a straight removal madmate, which is why we're going to include something else later on. 3 Broker's Ascendancies. This card really makes the deck tick. It has a lot of +1/+1 synergies, as you've already seen. Just making creatures with keywords and evasion bigger is always great. We can use it to draw cards off of Falco, but more importantly, we are only running 3 instead of the full playset because it does nothing on an empty board. So I think that is the reason. 2 was okay, but in testing, I really felt the difference when we had one in play and when we didn't. And so I wanted to up the number to 3. These Augur of Autumns were briefcases to fix our mana, right? Because we are 3 colors, and maybe ramping into one of our 4s wouldn't be a bad thing, or having an extra mana laying around. And we can get it back with Paragon. But I found that sometimes with Falco, we weren't able to play cards off the top of our deck because we kept hitting lands. And so I included Augur of Autumn in here as just a way to play lands off the top of our deck. And then, hey, it's not too difficult and unheard of for this deck, because of Ascendancy giving counters to people at different times, to trigger the Coven off of Augur of Autumn. And then we can play all our cheap creatures off the top of our deck. 3 Touch of the Spirit Realm, which doubles as both removal in a pinch when we need it, but we can also channel it to bounce one of our guys to counter our opponent's removal. So very potent there, saving our Shanna, our Steel Seraph, etc., etc. 2 Extraction Specialists to get back the various 2-drops and 1-drops that are important in our deck. So a little bit of redundancy there, as well as Lifelink herself, which is great with +1/+1 counters. On the 2-drop slot, 1 Lion Slash to get bigger, to eat Graveyard, to equip to give us resilience against board wipes, and of course to plus up our life linking creatures. 4 Voice of the Blessed, because hey, we are gaining life. This card can get really big, and it only cares about +1/+1 counters on it, not how it got those counters. So it will count both the counters it gets from gaining life as well as the counters from Broker's Ascendancy. So great card, fantastic. Really one of the ways we're able to win a lot of games by making this guy pretty big, a must-answer threat, and going over the top of our opponents. Denick, great. Early game, lifelink, resilience because we could play it, shuts down some graveyard synergies, fantastic card. Pretty much just a 2-drop that we can get back that has lifelink that's great when it gets bigger. Autonomous Assembler is a fantastic card. Again, playing into Prototype, we could play it on 2, start putting counters on it on its own. Has Vigilance, so a good way to kind of negate some of those Emperors and things like that. We can add the counter at the end of our opponent's turn. And then, of course, later in the game, if we flood, we can make a 4/5. So very powerful. 1-drop slot, Lunarch Veteran. You guys have seen it. You know what this does. It's resilient. The backside of it has flying, which is great when we have a Broker's Ascendancy in play. The front side allows us to gain life to go up against the aggro decks and fuel our Voice of the Blessed. 1 Traveling Minister, because I just wanted one more way of getting continual life gain when we have a Shanna in play or a Voice of the Blessed. I wanted just one more is what it felt like that I wanted of just to be able to continuously gain life, and this thing does it whether we're attacking or not. It's getting against a life a turn that is relevant. And then finally 2 Tamiyo Safekeeping. It gains life, which is relevant, and you guys will see in some of the gameplay, as well as it giving a creature hexproof and indestructible, so protecting our Voice of the Blessed, protecting our Shannas, protecting our Falcos. Very solid card in this inclusion. I could see you making an adjustment to go up to 3, but 2 felt fine for the most part because we do keep a fairly low curve. But my friends, that is this Bant Lifegain list, which is yet again attacking the meta. And the gameplay might just surprise you, to be completely honest. It played better than I anticipated. But before we get into the gameplay, I want to give a shout out to Carrie Jimenez. Carrie, thank you so much, my friend, for supporting me and the channel and riding the struggle bus with us every day. Really appreciate you hanging out in the Jedi Order. You rock. And this Shanna Lifegain list is for you, my friend. All right, we're going first. Oh, missing blue. Missing blue for Denick, but we could still play Assembler. Assembler and Touch the Spirit Realm. I think we keep this one. I think we keep it. Not thrilled about it, right? But the fact that we only need a blue source and then this hand is turned on, I think it's worth it, right? Which one would we rather? I guess we need this to get turned on as soon as possible. All right, no cut down. That's a good sign. That's a good sign, right? And now we can go Voice of the Blessed plus Beseiju the level Assembler. Assembler down. Blue source? No. Not a blue source. Card that needs blue, though. Card that needs blue. Once again, hand only needs a blue source, and we're in business. Sleeper. Okay, we're not as worried about that because we do have Touch the Spirit Realm. If we need to. Obviously, we probably want to hold that for what's-her-face. Ouch. Gross. Let's opt for the trade. Because the last thing we want is for them to just keep leveling Sleeper. If they want to give us a trade, we're okay with that. I didn't think so. Alright, let's play ours. Just gotta be close. Gotta be close. I mean, with a Broker's Ascendancy, there is a decent chance that we can outrace them. We just definitely need to... Ooh, they missed their land drop? Okay, alright. We got to pass here. Here's our blue source. So, Falco or Ascendancy, right? Let's be mana efficient, play Falco. Yeah, let's... Well, here's the thing, right? If we draw another blue source, then we can go 2 spells. If not... We could do this, start leveling these guys. So what's more powerful? Playing Falco, being able to play off the top of our deck. Maybe being mana efficient. We can also play Denick and leave up the touch if we need to. Yeah, I'm going to Ascendancy here. Because if they draw land, there's a decent chance that they just play Shouldered and we're going to have to touch the Spirit Realm. Versus these guys getting counters can be quite potent. Especially before they get to their Invoke. Touch of the Spirit Realm, we need to come down. That way we can stop their Invoke Despair. Let's see if they attack here. They do not. That's interesting. Missed our other blue source, but we could still play 2 spells in 1 turn. Missed their land. I'm going to Falco here. I think I'm going to Falco. That way we can start attacking in the air. We got a removal spell off the top. No attacks. Because these guys... And now, I guess playing Denick would have given us the opportunity to attack and level them a little bit quicker. 4th land, there's the Shouldered. No surprise there. And we have to channel to play this at instant speed. So we're just going to take the hit. That's nice. And we could totally play that off the top. If this turn, if we want to, but we don't. So we're going to play Touch the Spirit Realm. Eat the Shouldered. Do we want to play it off the top? Versus the Ganjo. Eat the token. Right? Start using our counters while we can to get card advantage. I don't... Man, actually, you know what? I'm going to. I am going to. And then we're going to eat off the small one. And then give him lifelink, I think, over one of these guys. Get in there. And now we gain life and everything gets a little bit bigger. Right? And now, do we give him the Shouldered or do we... Oh, they didn't hit it. They didn't hit it. Can we take down Mono Black? Not sure if this is the aggressive version or not. They know... Do they... Is it us, right? You may cast... Wait, where is it? You may look at the top card of your library anytime. So that means they actually can't see the Shanna coming. Still only a single blue. We could play... Yeah, I think we still play Shanna. Gain life, draw 3 cards. Right? In this position, I think we actually were going to sack the touch and give them back Shouldered. To be completely honest with you. Because now we're going to have a bunch of flyers and they can't defend. Like, they're staring down lethal right now in the air. This is fantastic. They're trying to figure out what to kill. Right? We can probably eat the counter off the Seraph next turn. I think. Yeah, I think it was a good call to be aggressive there. It felt good to me. They have no point in attacking. We'll just take it here. Right? Play Shanna. I think that's what we're just going to do. I think we're just going to play Shanna. And then give this one lifelink. Swing. Or just give this one... Yeah, let's give it lifelink so we draw. So we just give lifelink to Falco because of the shield counter. So we guarantee it because they're going to want to kill the Voice of the Blessed anyways. Right? So if they kill Steel Seraph, they do not have lethal next turn. They kill Voice of the Blessed, we do not have lethal next turn. But yeah, it looks like our opponent had the writing on the wall and they decided to rope us. Fair enough. Fair enough. But that was they were, I think if they were a little more aggressive, this game might have turned out a little differently. Mind you, once again, we had 2 turns, I think, where our curve was off because we didn't have blue. So definitely noticing the change somewhat of taking out the briefcases. But I mean, that's what we're doing, right? We're struggling more so you guys don't have to. Land off the top. There's our other blue source. Let's go to combat. Give this guy lifelink because this is still lethal, right? Maybe we should have just gone for lethal versus the value play. So if we gave this guy lifelink or flying, they killed the 6/6. That's the most damage. This is still lethal. Fair. I just got a line in my head and I said we're going to go for it because cut down doesn't work. So at best they have 1 removal spell. Yeah. All right. So I fell victim of getting in the... Mind you, we were in no rush whatsoever either. So fair enough. And I guess what they would have done is before we go to combat, they kill the Seraph. So then we just have this to go on and they're at 1 and they could block. So, I mean, yeah, I don't think we were in fear of anything, unfortunately. Sweet. On to the next one. On the play. All over utility lands. I mean, it's a thing, right? Oh, we actually can't play Augur, but we can play both of our Steel Seraphs. I'm gonna keep it. I'm not thrilled about this hand, don't get me wrong. I don't think this hand is busted, but I don't think it's bad enough for us to ship it either, right? We need 1 land or a 2-drop, and this hand is great. So I think it's fine, right? That's typically my rule when it comes to mulliganing. Excuse me, especially on the play where we're going down a card and we don't get to recoup that card. Oh, really? Really, Deck? Really? Are you freaking kidding me right now? Bruh. The deck, man. Wow. Wow. What are the chances of that happening? You know, there's literally just the 2 of them. Just the 2 of us. We can make it if we try. Just the 2 of us. You and I. Is 1 damage better than gaining a life? I think so. I think the 1 damage actually is relevant. Because this thing is going to get pretty big pretty fast. We do have exile effects to get it off the board. So play this and do like Vigilance Lifelink, right? So they have to do something. Gives it a counter. Do we trade? I don't think we trade, unfortunately. They got us on that one. But we may be able to outrun this. Maybe. Alright, let's go here. And then we go gain a life plus here. Trigger, trigger. Here. Here. Vigilance and lifelink. Get in there. So I like Jugen defends the temple. That's a good little brewski. I can respect it. I can respect it. We're gonna go block this anyways. So lifelink, get him for 6. Like, we're racing. Get him for 7 lifelink. So we can kill him in 2 turns. Ooh. This may actually, if they don't have removal, this could be a thing. I mean, they do have this dragon to block. It's gonna be close. What is it? Plus, okay. So we negate this attack. We negate this attack. Land. Still no double green. Wow. And I actually leaned heavy on the green blue. Maybe we should have kept the Otawara. I actually leaned heavy on the green white, honestly. Wow, bro. Wow. Yep, trigger. Lifelink, lifelink. Because we're not blocking. Are we dead? Are we dead? What a weird game this turned out to be, man. We're 100% blocking. 100%. And they have a blocker, so we may just be dead. It may have just worked on their favor. Like I said, we should have sandbagged the Otawara. We didn't quite need it. They have plenty of blockers. So is there value to us blocking here? It's going to end up being 12. Alright, so we're not doing anything. Oh, man. And now they get to kill one of our Seraphs. Gross. Gross. Now we get our second green. So play this. Can we could plus and then play something off the top. So let's play it. It's a land. How do we do this? So plus here, swing, they have to block too. Or we could just attack, lead this back to block. And they still have to block something, right? So we go like lifelink and flying. We can do vigilance and not care about the lifelink. Is that better? These are going to get through anyways. I think we're just dead, unfortunately. I think we have to go vigilance, vigilance. Or vigilance and flying. Yep. I think we have to go like vigilance and flying. Oh, did I mess up? Wait, can I go back? Ah, I did mess up. If we went flying, flying, we would have won. Oh, and I even misclicked. No. No, that's so bad. That is so bad. Yep, we would have won because they would have had to block a 3 and 7 would have gotten through. So I misclicked. I clicked too early. If I did the math, I was thinking about the +1, but we could have just gave her flying. And then I selected the wrong one. Oh, we would have won this one. They're still going to give it to us. And blocking, I think, is stronger. So they blocked incorrectly. They didn't kill the extraction specialist. Let's see if we could still pull it off. Oh, man, we call it the struggle bus for a reason. I had the line. I just need to wait another minute. So let's see if they have the exile effect plus the weaver. They have the 4 mana to do it. So they can kill us here. Alright, visitor. Plus another weaver. Okay, that levels these guys. But we get 3. We're at a respective technical 14. This can't attack. Block, block, block. Right? This is 15. Oh, so we are dead. Yeah. We had lethal. Such a silly goose. Wait, so blocking one of these guys is actually more though, right? If we block here and here, because this is, oh no, this is 14. If we count that, we're at 14. This is, if we block here, same difference, right? So if we block here 5, 13, we miss 1. Yep. So close. 3. So what if we block like this? This soaks up 3 versus 2, right? These are 3, so it's more than blocking here. This soaks up more. All right. I think we still lose, unfortunately, but we had to win. Yep, exact C0, man. We had the win. Oh, Jedi. Ugh. All right. Interesting. Interesting at the fact that we literally have our 2 4-drops in hand. So this is a pretty expensive hand for us. But that being said, we have all our colors and we have a way to put extra counters on things. I think we're going to keep this one. Still play the veteran on 2 to go ascendancy on 3. Soldiers. Okay. All right. So I think we're still gonna play the ascendancy on 2, or on 3 rather. Yeah, I think we're going to make this a 2/2. We could potentially block if we need to. Well, now that's a little different, right? That's a little different, and I think now we are gonna add to the board. I think we are gonna go ahead and add to the board here and just kind of recuperate a little bit of the life, make a board presence, because now when we play our ascendancy next turn, instead of it just being a +1 or a +2, it's a +3. 3 of it being lifelink, very powerful. So they're gonna get rid of the missionary, they're gonna crash in. We're gonna let it happen because we're still at 21. Take 5, we fall to 16. No blocks. Hit our tap land, which is nice because that means we hit our 4th land. Which means next turn we'll get to Falco. And then we could start playing off the top of our deck. Hold off on Paragon, just in case we have to do some aggressive blocking. We can Paragon to get stuff back. So they're going to have at least one good attack. 2 good attacks. So double block the veteran? No, because they're going to pump. So we're take 6, gain 2 back. I think we could take one more hit because these are going to be 3/3s that could block everything. Let's go here first. No, I think we play the land. The reason being is we want to make sure that we have green untapped in case we need to, we have a safekeeping off the top. We do not, which is unfortunate. All right, so now we can have some aggressive blocks here, right? Because we can go Paragon and get the veteran back. So not too shabby. We could start smashing him with the Falco. The big thing here is going to be on whether they have Myrel. Myrel is a problem. Myrel is a problem. I will not deny that. Just the fact that they can go extremely large here. Oh. Oh. So they plus here? Okay. Yeah, we will take that. I think this is reasonable. I think this is reasonable. Right? They can pay 5 to plus the whole team. They get 1 or 2 guys out of this. They get 1. Hit a land. A land off the top is not great. Land off the top is not great. So we will Paragon. And then play the land. But I think we play it as 1. Trigger. Get in for 4 or make sure we have 2 blocks on Myrel. I think we go for double blocks on Myrel, unfortunately, this turn. But we're looking pretty good now, right? They could pass the turn, let the Cathar flip. They have 2 Anthem effects now if they want. So this is going to be interesting. Though we've gained quite a bit of life off of our veterans, thank goodness. So now the question is, and we have plenty of +1/+1 counters to start playing off the top of our deck, should we get to that point. So luckily here, they don't really have any good attacks. Bounce the Falco, respect. Let's see if they still attack with the Myrel or not, right? So they do, excellent. Ah, I see what they're going to do. Well, I mean, we just still have good blocks, though. Yeah, so block and then block, block. They kill the veteran. We could play it, right? Interesting. Do they have a way of doing 1 additional damage that I'm not aware of? Okay, so Falco. And another lane. Man, we've gotten so unlucky with Falco. I'm starting to think that this deck needs the this deck needs gosh darn, what's her face name? The shaman, is she a shaman? I don't remember what she is, but essentially the lady that lets us play lands off the top of our deck. I wonder if that's what we should swap for the treasures, the briefcase, honestly. So let's see, they have the potential. Channeling this is not casting it, the unearth, so we're fine here. We're at 14. We're still a healthy life total. They pump the team. We're still okay. Sweet. So block, 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 right? I think we're good still. We do lose our treasure token, but I think this is fine. Get our visionary back that gives us lifesteal, gain 2 life. Ooh. Feels pretty good. It feels pretty good. And they scoop it up with another land on top. Wow. Falco the whole game didn't get to do anything. Man. We have all the mana, all the colors to do the things. But if our opponent has any kind of removal, we're just done skis. So we're going to mulligan. Alright. I mean, I guess it's a little bit better. Question is, do we sandbag the Shanna or not? We're definitely keeping our 3 lands. It's between safekeeping and Shanna, right? Do we want 2 Shannas or do we want Shanna safekeeping? We can go Ascendancy on 3, Shanna on 4 with safekeeping backup. Alright. And we have 3 Shannas in the deck, so going up against soldiers. So that actually makes the safekeeping Shanna play quite potent, because their only removal is going to be either Bounce or Cathar. It just is unfortunate that we are on the draw. Let's go here, send it back. So do we I think we Ascendancy. Let's see if they get punished for not keeping a hand with white in it. Land. They did not. Alright, well, that's kind of tempting. That is kind of tempting. But I'm going to play it safe. I am going to play it safe and not run out our Shanna into a Cathar. Because the thing is those of you that are not stranger to the channel know how Murphy's Law and the Jedi go, where they would have immediately hit their... darn it. Well, this is fantastic. We get to play on curve, and we have all the things we want to do, right? We have Denick into Voice, and if either of them die, we have Specialists to get it back with safekeeping backup. Oh yeah, this is a spicy meatball. We hope to keep this one. Then our opponent just goes like straight up removal. We're like, no! I was like, Emilio! Aww. I mean, there's still something to be had here, right? There's still something to be had. Though I would like to leave up safekeeping. I think we just have to end up slow rolling the extra trigger. I think we go here. I think we go here. And then just attack for deuce. Start getting some counters here. And then let's see what they do. Is this a Fable? Please let it be Fable. Brotherhood's End. You evil, evil human being. Wait. Hold on. Cancel that. Because this is going to get a counter from this. So we can actually save them both. Ooh. Look at the brain on Jedi. Look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Ooh. So gain a life, draw a card. Let's draw a card. We miss out on gaining an extra life, but we get to draw a card, which I think against Grixis is more beneficial. Right? And an Ascendancy. No! No! Come on! Darn it! Darn it. Tell you what, man. Sweet deck is sweet, man. This deck is fun. It really is. I have a hard time. It's definitely not a 5. I think it's somewhere between a... It's between a 3 and a 4. And I think for right now, I'm going to give it a 3. I want to tweak something in the deck, and I don't know what it is. I really don't. Like I said, I initially had briefcases in it, but I swapped it out for another Traveler and the Augurs of Autumn, because you guys saw in one of the games where we just top decked a bunch of lands. And so I think being able to kind of filter through that is significantly stronger. But the deck, man, felt good, honestly. It was funny too, because I never felt missing the double green until we put the Augur of Autumns in the deck, which is interesting. So we took out the fixing and put in a double, or essentially our most strict mana cost, second most strict, because it's double white on 2. But kind of interesting that it ended up is what nipped us in the butt. We went too far in the other direction. But I mean, one of the times we saw Augur of Autumn do work, right? And so I think twice it could have won us the game if I played a little bit better. But the list felt good. It really did. It's weird because there's the list is tight. You don't have very many slots to play with. You really don't. That being said, if I was to make any adjustments to this, I think what I would do is go down. There were some games where we still didn't see Shanna, so I think I'm okay running 4 of her. I think I would go down the 2 Augurs and go up 2 ways to interact with our opponent, whether it's another safekeeping, another touch of the spirit realm, maybe some partitions. But I think adding 2 more ways to interact with our opponent is going to be just enough to get over that hump for this deck to be absolutely busted. Small sample size. I want to play some more with it before we can really decide where Falco and Augur of Autumn sits, right? But I like the split between a Sarah Paragon and a Falco. Sarah Paragon did do some work, and when I was initially testing the deck before we started recording, there were 2 games where she did some work, so I do think she's included as well, but she's not super broken in this deck either. But yeah, the list felt good, man. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. Shanna, the card I always like exploring. We're definitely going to dabble into Autonomous Assembler some more, for sure. Maybe even the next build. Maybe a +1/+1 counters build that someone in the comments had mentioned. But that will do it for today, my friends. So thank you so much for hanging out with me today. You rock. If you made it this far in the video, please do consider maybe dropping a sub or visiting the Patreon if you're so inclined. I really would appreciate it. But of course, it is only if you want to. Absolutely zero pressure. I'll see you guys in the next one. But until then, as always, happy gaming.